Welcome to Ladies of Hope, the Next Chapter podcast. I'm your host, Coach Bronwyn, and this afternoon I've got a guest. He's not just a guest, but he's an author of a book this afternoon. Welcome to you, Fabion.
Thanks, Coach Bronwyn. Thank you for everyone who's watching and your viewers for allowing me to be here.
Yes. I'm looking at a man, Mr. Fabion Kroots. Am I right, Mr. Fabion J. Kroots?
Yes.
I'm not going to emphasize what the J stands for. But we're going to say Fabion J. Kroots because it actually stands out so well. Fabion J. Kroots, he's an author, he's a father, he's a husband, he's a brother, not yet a grandfather, correct? So when it comes to the different titles that Fabion Kroots has, which one stands out for him, or which one is the best for him out of all the titles?
Sure. I think father. Most importantly because I never had one. It's also the one that gives me a lot of sleepless nights because I have to juggle something that I never experienced. I saw it, but I never experienced it. So that one, father one, and then second is the husband one, because also not having a father, not seeing how your mom is being loved. And there's a song about Luther Vandross, he sings about Dance with My Father.
Yes, that's correct.
I can't sing that song because I don't know what he experienced, because I've never seen a mother and a father dance. So the father one, the husband one is the second one. And I'm trying to do it, to dance with my wife now in front of my kids.
Yes, that's correct.
And yeah, so those two. The father one is the most important one, and then the husband one.
So I think tell myself and tell the viewers more about who Fabion is. Before he was an author, before maybe he got even married, when he was a little boy, who was Fabion?
Fabion was a very insecure, afraid, a boy that was intimidated by a lot of things. Grew up in El Dorado Park, known as Kersidorp, where my mom and my dad, for the first time when I was 8 months, they split, and then I became a statistic of a divorce, and they divorced when I was 1. So I'm part of that statistics where you are part of a divorcee family. So growing up with having been abandoned by your father, and now having this stigma on you that your parents are divorced, and growing up with my mom not having a relationship with her mom, she moved to live with people in their rooms. So it's also part of being rejected. So rejection, when you live in someone's room and you've been rejected by your dad, it just impacts the way you think, the way you see yourself. Most of the time you're inferior with everything that happens around you. So I'm that little scrappy boy that grew up being inferior with a lot of things. Anyone can intimidate me. The shyest, quietest boy can intimidate me that grew up with a father. Because for me, rejection is the number one thing. Emptiness and loneliness, and thinking, am I worth it? Yes. How can any father, I always say this, give away this handsome face or reject this handsome face, but yet it still happened. So you grow up with those scars and those pain of feeling lonely at all times. And that's why, growing up, being in a relationship, if you get rejection in a relationship, that woman is in trouble, because it comes with the history of seeing your mom lonely, struggling, and you growing up not getting because she can't give you, and now you're in a relationship and they abandon you. That becomes hard. So growing up it was difficult, and then you go through your youth phases where you now become a young adult. And a lot of things happen during that phases as a boy, but you have a mom, and a woman can't actually tell you the guy stuff where you need a dad. So now you grow up and you experience life on a very ugly way. You go, you smoke drugs, you smoke weed, you try and steal cars, you try and hustle. So you grow up now trying to be the man of the house and always having this picture, but the guy that's still there, you not taking his job. So your young adulthood disappears and it changes to being an adult. So that's the type of person I grew up as. That's the history of where I come from. To be here, I don't know how I got here.
Yes.
I can only, and that's why I'll never take the glory, because it's God that brought me from moving room to room. My mom buying a house, a two-room house, toilet and a kitchen and a living room, dining room, bedroom in one, and your toilet outside, to where I am now. I cannot take the glory because my problem was I never felt worthy. I never felt that I'm worthy of being called a son. I never felt worthy of being called a husband or a father, or being just a normal boy. So rejection and loneliness, fear of failing, you wanna succeed, you wanna try, you wanna just to let go of the past. But I can tell you, where I am now, I can never take the glory, because it's not me. It's God's grace on my life that has carried me throughout. So yeah.
So another thing that I wanted to speak about, Fabian, if I look at this book, this is just the cover of this book when we had a discussion just earlier on. And I look at this book and I can see so much what you've been speaking about, the stains of rejection, your traces of pain. So much has happened in your life. The profound thing about you growing up, you speak volumes of the rejection. And I want to go into your book. So Fabian has written a book. It's called Dealing with Our Father's Wounds Brings Healing. Just listen to that. It says, Dealing with Our Father's Wounds Brings Healing. And this is a book he wrote, right? He's an author, and I definitely know that there's a second book that will definitely come sooner than later. So he wrote in this, I'm just going to read from this chapter. It says, The Darkness of Rejection and the Journey to Healing. Now you say here so profoundly, rejection can often get the better of us. It chips away at our sense of worth, leaving us searching for something, anything that might fill that gap. What filled those gaps?
All the wrong things. You want to find fulfillment in drugs, and that's why we see a lot of young people today. They're involved in gangs. I ministered in a church and I said, we're at the stage where we can't also just blame them, because our past, where we come from, this part of gangsterism is the only part where we feel loved. We feel protected. We feel involved, because that drug boss is going to allow you to feel like his son. And sometimes in marriage, if you haven't dealt with this thing, it allows you to go into a very dark place where you become unfaithful. As a father, you are present yet absent. So it's all those things in one, and dealing with it is the most important thing. And that's why the book starts with dealing with our father's wounds, to deal with that rejection.
You speak so profound in this chapter of my fear of rejection didn't just hurt me. It brought pain and it brought suffering to my kids and to my wife.
Yes.
And what I didn't realize then is that this pattern, this refusal to deal with my scars, was making me into the very person I swore I would never become. And you say it, and you end off with this, and this for me stands out. I was becoming a fatherless father.
Yeah.
Tell me more about becoming a fatherless father.
My dad was abusive.
Yes.
My dad was involved with other women. And that's why I say I became him. I was abusive to my kids. Not physically, but emotionally. I was unfaithful in my marriage, literally. And having to go through that dark moment is scary, because you become the fatherless father. You become what you experience, what you said you don't want to do, you exactly become the same opposite of it. And you try so much to be there, but because you haven't dealt with it,
Yes.
you become that father that is present,
Yeah.
it's got the title,
Yes.
but there's no substance. There's no action. There's no involvement. There's just I'm here. And that's it. All they see you and they hear when you speak. But you allow the same thing they go through because you went through it.
So would you say that it isn't really the presence of the wounds? And I'm speaking from a father. So people see fatherlessness as the absence of a man, correct? But my question is, but isn't it really the presence of the wounds?
It is the presence of the wounds, because you haven't dealt with that issue.
Yes.
That impacts you even more. And just on that, Coach, the book is not about my father. It's mostly about me getting my healing, so that I can become a better version of him. Because our fathers also had the issues. If I go back to our grandfathers, grandfather was like, this is how we do things.
Yes.
And the father is, this is how my father taught me how to do things. We don't cry, we man up.
Yeah.
And then you are taught, you're not a girl, you don't cry.
Yes.
And then I came to a point where my son is very emotional, and I said to him, we don't cry, we don't share emotions. And I had to pull myself together and say, hey, are you now repeating the cycle again? And that's the dangerous part about it, about not only the absence of a father, but the father that's there that hasn't dealt with it.
So would you say that what does a father awaken in his own child? Take me through that.
I said to my wife and my kids, if I had a father like what I'm now to you guys, I would not have been here. I wanted to be an architect with all my life. I draw, I can do things. So I'm a frustrated architect. But I said to my kids, and I said to my friends the last time, if I tell my son, you are better than Messi, Coach, you can come, anyone can come and tell him he's not better than Messi. He'll tell you, my father said, I am better than Messi. That's all that matters to him. You can come with your negativity. He knows his father said. And you will see the results. He will, even if he can't kick a ball, because you told him he'll be better than Messi, he'll go and look what is Messi doing. Oh, Messi's playing soccer. Okay, let me kick. Even though he doesn't kick right, he believes he's better than it. That's the impact a father has. That is the difference a father makes. That's the legacy. And it's not money legacy.
Yes.
The legacy is the impact that you leave, that you instill within your child. That will go to the next level. That's important.
And then what happens to a son or a daughter where daddy's silent? What happens if your father remains silent in your life? what happens to you as the child then?
You become rebellious. You become the man. You're trying to be the man and filling the void of the father, and that's where you mess up, because you don't know what it is to be a father. You don't know what it is to be a husband. You're supposed to be a child, and now you're reversing that authority or that title. You make mistakes. You mess up completely. You go haywire because you're trying to do a job that's not given to you now.
Yeah.
You are way ahead of your time.
In your book, this is something that I found very interesting. When you spoke about the invisible burden of fatherlessness,
Yes.
you speak very profound of this. And you say that we lack the emotional inheritance. What is the emotional inheritance?
Cowboys don't cry. Cowboys don't cry. We were taught cowboys don't cry. Every guy can tell you, man up. That's the words, man up. You are man up. And even when you lose, men are close to their moms. If they lose their moms to death, they were told you have to be strong. It's all lies. But because my dad said to me, I believe those words. And we become so emotionally distant with ourselves in our reality. And this is where we have the problem, because we keep everything in.
Yes.
And that's why men, they always say, if the woman will always say, if your father explodes, it's not because she don't know, but they know we're holding things back because we were taught not to do it this way. We must be intact. We mustn't be intact with our emotions. I'm learning a very different lesson with my son, because he is the complete opposite of a man. He's an emotional guy. He's very emotional, and I'm like, guys are not supposed to be like us. But then I realize that when I get it out now, because when you grow up and you still have it, you explode and it causes more chaos than anything else. So the emotional part is, we need to become real as fathers.
Yes.
And it's difficult, but we need to start also speaking up. Men don't speak up. We were taught not to speak up. The hidden pain, the hidden emotions, it's like the iceberg. The thing of the iceberg, when they talk about the tip of the iceberg, you see the top of the iceberg, and that's what the Titanic sank, because they saw, okay, we missed this part, it's in the water, but they don't see underneath there's a bigger part of the iceberg. And us as men, we show the nice part, we show the smile, we show we look good, we show we look intact. When you look at me, this guy is intact, this guy is an author, but underneath where the silence is, you don't see those issues and those pains. So yeah.
You know, your book is such, it's so insightful, and there's a lot of men, women, even children that can learn so much from your book, because it caters for everyone.
Yes.
But I've seen this now in another chapter of your book, where it says navigating fatherhood and marriage without a manual. This is something you had to learn.
Yes. So I say to a lot of people, my fourth generation will be better off, because a lot of kids that grew up with fathers will tell you, my father taught me this way. Their kids will say, my grandfather told my father this. So with me, I'm brand new in this thing. My father was not there. I don't know my grandfather. That didn't run down. So I'm starting this thing now. My kids are having probably 20% of what a father is, where I could have instilled more into them. And I think a lot of people, and this is not racial, but if you look at white people, if you ask them the generations, they'll go back probably 10 generations.
They go into archives.
They go into archives. And that's the pattern that they have as a manual. So these kids now can say, but this is our lineage, this is our history. They have that manual that they can say, we can draw from all these places. With me, it's like we're starting from scratch. I'm making mistakes, not knowing if it is a mistake or if it's the right thing, because I've never seen it. There isn't a directive that was given to me, no, you treat your children this way. So I started from here, and they will at least have something that they can look back on. So my fourth generation will be better off.
And you speak so profound about marriage without a template. Tell me more about that.
It's in the same sense, like
Yes.
with the son and the father, the kids. Like I never saw my father. Like I said, that song, Dance with My Father. I've never seen my mom being happy, smiling, being treated well.
Yes.
I see this woman that has to be an activist, that has to work hard for the community. And now that I'm married, where do I start? What is marriage? How do you navigate this thing? You learn about love languages. I'm like, what the hell is love languages?
Yes.
Does women actually want this? Because it's now things that you have to learn. So now you're putting all these things together, because I've got boys, and I need to tell them, if you have a woman one day, this is how you need to treat them. So it's starting not having a manual, meaning because I haven't seen it. So now I have to start it from scratch so that they can learn. So every time when, even if there isn't music, me and my wife, I'll just grab and I'll dance, and my kids will run away and they will get shy. But it's when I still need them to say, you are allowed to treat your woman this way. My wife don't make her own tea.
Yeah.
Whether it's a small thing, I make a tea. If I come home now, I'll make tea for her. Before she sleeps, I'll make tea. Whenever she wants tea, only I must make it. And it's the small things that I'm teaching my children to take into their relationships one day.
So what do you think happens in a marriage when a man heals from his wound?
He heals a family. I have seen the transformation with my family, Coach Bronwyn, and I was distant. I was present yet absent. I'll always share this. I love a football team, Liverpool. When they used to lose, my wife will tell the kids, don't say anything. Liverpool lost. That is in a bad mood.
Yes.
The kids walks on their toes. Because of all these issues, you don't like to lose, because it's part of your life. You were a loser, there wasn't a dad. And when you heal from it, now Liverpool can lose, I'll be okay. My children will laugh about it, we'll talk about it. The atmosphere has changed. There's more love and there's more light than, Dad is coming now, is his food ready? And I know I've seen a lot of stories where if the father comes home, they're like, the devil is here, is his food right, and stuff like that. It's the reality. But when a man heals, whether the wife didn't dish, she's okay, now take bread. It's a different atmosphere.
Here we go.
Where fathers now he'll come in drunk, where's my food? The food mustn't be touched, it must be there in the microwave. Where it's 11 o'clock, he comes, he wants his food. So when a man heals, that environment completely changes. It becomes heaven on earth.
Now when we look at you when you were a little boy, growing up, now you're an adult. There's so much that you are learning along this path. Being an author of your own book, starting your business, starting your brand right now. But there's that little boy, Did you ever reparent that little boy from where he was to where you are now? Tell me more about reparenting and how you had to go fetch that little boy to teach him things differently in comparison to how he grew up and how you left him.
The little boy was most importantly inferior. I had to go and find that inferiority complex and destroy that, because being inferior allows you to miss out on opportunities, it allows you to miss a lot of things.
Yes.
So I had to reparent myself by dealing with all my fears, rejection, most importantly. Always thinking about if my wife don't respond to me, she's rejecting me. It takes me to that coon to say, but You are used to this because that's what he used to do to you. My mom was an activist doing good in the community. So an actor, and that's why I praise a lot of activists, because they leave their families for the community, which is not a bad thing, it's a good thing. But because of my rejection, I'll sometimes think, oh, she also rejects me. But it's a job. But I had to break. I had to go back to that little boy that feels that everything is being rejected, so that I can deal with it differently. My wife does something for the community and she ignores me. I'm okay with it because I know it's a good thing. Not the boy that's saying, okay, mommy's also rejecting me. So there's a lot of things that you have to go back and look at. Your fear of failing. You don't want to fail. I want to be successful. It's okay now if I fail.
Yes.
I'm going to learn from it. But at that point, no, it wasn't an option. And you have to really sit and be truthful to yourself. And a lot of people, a lot of men, because we're speaking mostly about men, but men, women, children, young people, girls, we are afraid to be truthful to ourselves.
Yes.
And that's the most important thing. Sit in the mirror, and I said to my wife yesterday, record yourself, just talk. You'll be honest where you want to go and edit it. Don't edit it, just be real with yourself. Look in the mirror and tell yourself, what do you want to change? Be critical with yourself if you are a good father. And that, writing that in my book was difficult because I'm an ugly father. I'm a monster. My wife used to call me, I used to call myself John Wick, because John Wick don't care. He kills you wherever you are. In the Continental, you're not supposed to kill, but he killed there because of his anger, of his wife is gone and whatever happened. You get into a monstrous state and you have to go and destroy and reparent all of those things so that you can become better. And that's why I said in the beginning, it's not to blame the fathers, this book. It's for us to get healing.
So what conversation do you still have with that little boy inside of you?
It's okay to fail. It's okay to fail. It's okay. It's okay if they say no, because rejection comes with no. If I say no, oh, now you're rejecting me. It's fine. It's okay. No is okay. Sometimes no is a good lesson also, because maybe it's not meant for you. So yeah, you have to look at all of those things now. And I'm saying some stuff, some relationships, it's okay that they're gone. And you have to be honest with yourself. You can't, the minute you start sugarcoating it for yourself, that's the minute you go back into that space. Go back into that being a boy that dealt with all these issues. Just deal with it. Just speak to yourself and tell yourself it's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay. Yeah.
If that little boy had to sit next to us this afternoon, what do you think he'd still be crying about?
Sure. I think going through the journey alone. It's getting to me now because you have friends that has fathers. You have friends that gets not everything, but if it comes to Christmas, there's catering for that. Your mom will tell you what's important. Is it Christmas clothes or is it next year for school? Up until this day, that little boy is still in me because my wife will buy me a shoe above 300 rand. If I'm with my wife, I don't buy shoes above 300 rand because we can't spend so much. Because I never had so much when I grew up. So she'll buy a shoe and she's on her own, it's expensive, it's fine. But that boy of trying to keep everything back and trying to manage, and there must be enough for the house, must be enough for everyone else. And he neglects himself because now he had to play the role of the father, the provider. So I think the most important thing that he will still cry about is that he missed out on his youth. And it's never coming back. I bought the PlayStation. My children thought it was for them.
Yes.
It was for me. Because I missed that part.
Yes.
I wanted a drone. I bought the drone. I said it's for the kids. My wife allowed me to buy it. It was for me. So that little boy will still tell me that he must having opportunities or things that everyone else around him had.
In your book, you're speaking about living beyond our father's wounds. And you're saying your acceptance and healing a journey towards your transformation. What was the first thing that you accepted, Fabian? What was the first thing that you accepted about who you are? Not where you come from, not coming from a mother and a father and the things that you've gone through. But what have you finally accepted in who it is that you are?
That I'm worth it.
Yes.
And you know, a lot of us don't think we're worth it because that one thing that overshadows everything, rejection, allows you to think you're not worthy. You're worth it. So that was the thing that changed my life. I'm worth it. If God has brought me thus far, I am worth it. Nothing else, no one else can say anything else. You'll remember my past, but God has brought me thus far. That I'm worth it. So you can tell me whatever, I am worth it. And that's what everyone needs to know, that they are worth it. Your life is worth it. You're important. We don't write these books, we don't do the work we do because we don't think you're worth it. The worth of a person is much more valuable than anything else. Money can't come to it. And a lot of times as parents, we throw money to the problem. It's not money. It's you telling our kids they're worth it and showing them they're worth it. Because it's good to say it. It's easy to say. That's the easiest thing to do. But to show them they're worth it. And being there, that's important. That's the thing that helped me.
I want you to look into this very camera and I want you to encourage young people, even our generations, even the older people, because like you said, there's a lot of fathers out there that hasn't done the work, hasn't started the work because they're sitting with their scars, with their wounds, and they're not healed. So I want you to talk to men, women, the younger generations, the older generations as well. And I want you to encourage them on how to value themselves and how to discover who it is that they really are. Not just valuable, but worth it.
If I have to start with the young people, your situation don't define your future. Doesn't mean if your father or your mother left that this is where you're gonna die. Your future is much more valuable. Don't fall victim to the lie that you are not worthy. Even though they're not there, you are worthy. You've got so much potential in your life. That's the reason why you are where you are, because God is taking you through a valley so that you can one day reach the mountaintop. Don't give up on yourself. You're important. Whatever happens around you needs to happen. You stay focused. Find good mentors. We don't say this a lot to you young people. Find good mentors. Find people that will encourage you. Find friends that can encourage you. Find people that can speak life into your life. That's most important. To our fathers, it's important to deal with your issues of your hurt in your past, because you are allowing generations to die and feel less important. I know sometimes as dads, how we grew up, we think it's the right way. In this generation, life has changed, we need to adapt. Start being present. If you ever left, if you are no longer in a relationship where there was a child involved and you don't see the child, go back and try and make amends. Even if the child is going to reject you. It's easy to do the wrong thing. It's hard to do the right thing. But the right thing is worth it. So dads, deal with your issue. Deal with yourself. look at yourself and be honest with yourself and authentic with yourself, so that you can find healing, so that your healing can impact generations to come. We have a youth that is lost. We see the impact in the communities. Dads, we need y'all back. We need y'all to be involved. And to those single moms, I want you to understand that what I'm about to say now is not something negative. I know you left, and you left you with a child. The child already experienced rejection. Please do not tell the child your father is useless. He's already dealing with rejection. Allow the child to make a decision one day when they realize. It's difficult because the Bible teaches us that children honor your mother and your father. The Bible don't say honor them when they do good. The Bible don't say honor them when they give you money, when they give you a roof above your head. The Bible says honor them, period. So mom, if those children is trying to reach out, allow them. They also need to heal from the rejection. Your pain is deep, theirs is even deeper. Don't add on to them. We all worth it. It's important that we get this thing right. This is not the solution. My book is not the solution. It's a conversation that needs to happen. That's why it's there. So I'll encourage you guys, young people, you are worth it. Don't let your situation define you. Moms, don't let the anger go over to the children. Don't instill it in their lives. And dads, fix yourself and go back and fix your relationship. Don't have to be with the mother. The child is important, because your presence in their lives can impact the next generation.
Thank you so much, Fabian. I must say this is so profound. When I read your book once again, and we're going to end off by this, as you're saying this is the latter part of your book where you said that these wounds shape how we love, how we trust, and how we see ourselves.
Yeah.
We create our own legacy. I want this book, ladies and gentlemen, this book, it's a must. Not for archives, this is not just to read, but this is to educate you, this is to heal, this is to restore so many families. It's called Dealing with the Father's Wounds Brings Healing. This is the cover of the book. I want you to look at it. And the author's here with us today. I want you, Fabian, before we end off, please tell them where can the viewers find you? Where can they purchase your book? Are you on social media? If you have contact numbers for them to place orders, anything, I'd like you to speak into the camera and just share some of that information.
First of all, thanks, Coach Bronwyn, for allowing me to be on your platform, and to the ladies of Hope for allowing me to be here. Your listeners and your viewers, I appreciate you guys. So I'm not on Amazon as yet. I'm still doing the first book, the car sales, but you can find my book. I've got a website which is www.risebeyondwounds.com. I've got a Facebook page which is Fabian Kroots. I've also got a Facebook page which is Rise Beyond Wounds. That's the brand, Rise Beyond Wounds. If you go on TikTok, you can also find me as Rise Beyond Wounds. On YouTube, Rise Beyond Wounds. And my contact number is 083-380-2386. It's my WhatsApp number. There is an option for you to purchase the book. And yeah, my email address is fjkroots18@gmail.com. Coach Bruno will have everything, and she'll also post it on this channel. I'll also put it later on, but it's there. If it's outside of Johannesburg, we can courier it to you. We use PEP, and yeah.
It was such an honor to have you this afternoon, Fabian. It was such a blessing. I want you once again, I'm showing this book again to you. This is a must-have. This you must have next to your bedside table. This you must have in your kitchen while you're cooking. This you must put in your child's backpack when he goes to school. Because guess what? Out of this book, he will rise beyond a lot of pain, a lot of scars, and a lot of wounds. This is Coach Bronwyn. Fabian, thank you so much once again. And thank you so much to our viewers. Until next time.